Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Francesca. How are you doing today? If you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe, like, comment so that YouTube can recommend my video. So today we are sewing a two-piece trouser and shirt with a string by the side of the shirt. Okay, so you start by folding your fabric into two, just like I've done. Okay, and if you're an old comer, thank you for staying with me. Now we are going to create our starting point line. I didn't get the starting point line from the beginning of this dress because of how the pattern is. I want the flower part to be more visible. That is why I started the starting point from here. Okay, so this is me drawing a straight line for the starting point. Meanwhile, the length of the trouser is 45. Okay, yeah. So after that, I'm going to minus 2 inches for band, okay, for the waistband, and then we are going to take all our measurement minus that 2 inches. Now I'm getting the crotch length. From waist to crotch is 11 inches, waist to hip is 11 inches, waist to crotch is 12 inches, just 1 inch apart. Okay, I've gone ahead to draw a straight line just like so. That is the hip line and this is the crotch line. Okay, if you have watched this video to this point, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you. So this is the hip line and this is the crotch line. Let me label it hip, crotch. Now we're going to get the crotch length. The crotch is hip divided by 16, then you approximate it. Okay, here I use 3.5 for this crotch, and we're going to go ahead and draw a straight line connecting from the crotch line to the waistline. Okay, yeah, so that's it. And then we'll go ahead and curve, and that is that for our crotch. Go ahead and curve starting from the hip line to the crotch line. That's how you get your curve. Now the next is to get the midpoint of this trouser. You place your tape from beginning to end of the crotch line just like so, and then you fold the tape and then you mark. That is your midpoint. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead to use my straight ruler to draw a straight line just at the center, to identify the midpoint, and I'll draw it all the way down. You can draw it all the way down or all the way to the knee length at least. So the next is to get our thigh measurement. From crotch, you count 3 inches downwards. That's how you get your thigh measurement. That's if you didn't measure it from your waist. You just count 3 inches downwards. That's how to get your thigh measurement. So this is my thigh measurement now that I'm marking a straight line on. The next is to take our waist measurement. The waist measurement I'm working with is 35 divided by 4. That's 8.75. I did 9 and added extra 2 inches for sewing allowance. And the hip, you also divide by 4. Whatever your hip circumference is, you divide by 4. What my hip here I'm working with is 47 divided by 4. Whatever I got, I added extra 2 inches. But you see, for the thigh, you're only dividing by 2, not by 4. The only thing you're dividing by 4 is your waist and your hip. Okay, now the thigh I'm working with is 13 inches divided by 2, 15. So you go ahead and divide that 15 again. That's 7.5. You put 7.5 here and put 7.5 here, but make sure you put your sewing allowance. So I did 8 inches here and 8 inches there. Okay, now we are getting our new measurement. So from waist, you place your tape from waist to get your new line or new length. Now the nail I'm working with is 20 inches divided by 2. That's 10 inches. You put 5 here and put 5 there, but because this is a straight trouser and it's a little bit free, I did 7 here, 7 there, because it's a free trouser at the end of the day. Okay, so I did 7 inches here and 7 inches there. Okay, now the next thing is the length of the trouser. You can also measure your ankle. You can also take your ankle measurement, but for this trouser I didn't make it compulsory because it's a free trouser. Okay, so this is me getting the length and getting the folding allowance. Like I said, the length is 45 inches and I added extra 2 inches or 1.5 inches for folding. Okay, so this is the ankle I'm talking about. If you want, you can measure the ankle. If you want, put half here and put half on the other side. Okay, just so that you can achieve accuracy. This ankle measurement is usually if you're sewing a tight fitted trouser, but this trouser is a free trouser. So So this is me connecting all the lines together, the waist, the hip, the thigh. Okay, so if you have watched this video to this point, please give it a thumbs up, give it a comment, drop a comment, okay, so that YouTube can recommend this video. Thank you very much. Okay, you can see everything is now making sense. Now it's time to cut. Again, if you have watched the video to this point, please like and comment, subscribe, share, and if you're a newcomer, please subscribe. Okay, if you're an old comer, thank you for staying with me. Now the next thing is to spread the remaining fabric and cut the back of this trouser. I've gone ahead to place the front on the fabric to trace out the back. So for this back, you know that our back bum is usually curvier and longer, so I'm going to be adding 1 inch where the bum will sit, the back bum where it will sit. So this is me adding 1 inch on the crotch area. Okay, and I'm going to connect the line. I'm going to also go ahead and do another 1 inch for zipper allowance, because I like my zip to be at the back of my trouser. So this is me adding another 1 inch for the zipper allowance. And mind you, the crotch length is also longer. The crotch length is longer than the front. And then for the waist side, because the back is usually longer and curvier, the length of the front and the back won't be the same. So I also did 1 inch, making sure that the crotch side is higher or longer, while the side is equal with the front trouser, just like this. Now the side where you're going to close it off should be equal, while the crotch side should be longer. Okay, so you go ahead and cut. And now after that, we'll go over to sew or to cut our shirt. The shirt of this trouser, remember, is a 2-piece. Okay, so that's it. Now over to the shirt. You start by folding your fabric into 2, just like so. And the neck is going to be a scrub neck, you know, that hospital scrub. So I went in by 8 inches length, and the width is 3 inches width. Okay, and because it's a scrub, I'm going to go in by 1 inch at the length side. I'm going to go in by 1 inch. Then I go ahead and draw a straight line, and then with your straight ruler, join the width and the length together to form a V. Okay, just form a V, just like so. Now the next thing is our shoulder. The shoulder I'm working with is 16 inches divided by 2, that's 8 inches. Okay, but I did 7 inches here. Go ahead and mark. And then the next thing is our shoulder slant, because the shoulder is not straight. So I went in by 1 inch for shoulder slant. And then with my straight ruler, I went ahead to form the slant. Yeah. Now the next is our armhole. So I'm gonna go ahead to draw a line there. That's 9 inches for the armhole, and then with a straight line, I join the line together, draw this one, and then I curve. So that is that for the armhole. The next now is to get the length of from shoulder to bust point. That's 10 inches. I'm gonna head to mark a straight line for the 10 inches, because that is where we're going to be taking our bust measurement. Okay, now the next is from shoulder to tummy or under bust. I counted 3 inches from bust point, so this is the under bust. In case you didn't measure shoulder to under bust, just count 3 inches from tummy, from breast or from bust. Okay, now the next is our length. So I've gone ahead to mark the length. Sorry, the table is not that wide, so I didn't show. So now over to the bust measurements. Whatever your bust circumference is, divide by 4 and add 1 or 2 inches for sewing allowance. Do the same thing for the tummy or waist, and then connect the lines together. So this is a free shirt as well, so I didn't go ahead getting the underbust, the tummy, this, that. So the underbust measurement and tummy measurement is going to be the same. So I went ahead and just draw a straight line. Now the remaining fabric, fold it into 2 and place that first one. So this is the back we are cutting now. So I'm going ahead to spread the first one. That's the front one. Now the neck of the front and back won't be the same. So I went in by 3 inches length. Okay, and of course 3 inches width. And I'm going ahead to curve, and I've cut it. This is me cutting the back. And that's it. So now for the trouser, it's time to sew. So this is front, this is 2 front trouser. We are going to first of all join that crotch. Okay, I've gone ahead to join it, and this is it. Let me open it up. This is the front. Also, let's not forget our dart. So for the dart, I went in by 5.5 inches width and then 5 inches length. Draw a straight line. Add some small lines by the side, like V, to get it in shape. Also do the same thing on the other side. 5.5 inches width, 5 inches length. Okay, do this small V. Okay, now for the back of the trouser, this is it. I've sewn this, see that for the front. So now for the back of the trouser, remember that we when we are cutting it, we removed 1 inch for the hip, for the zipper allowance, and 1 inch for where the bum will sit. So we have to place the back trouser and then place the front one on top of it, so that you can measure that measurement to avoid mistakes. So this is me measuring out 1 inch for where the bum will sit. Okay, and the other line is the zipper allowance line. So then when you're taking your darts, you know what to do. So I was supposed to take this dart from the zipper allowance line, not from the where the bum will sit, but I've already made a mistake. So in case you're sewing yours, take the dart from the zipper allowance, please. Okay, I also did the same thing, 5.5 inches width and 5 inches length. I'm going to go ahead and sew, and this is it, and this is it. Okay, for the 2 sides. Now we are going to also close up the crotch first. Now you're closing up from zipper allowance, remember, and this is it. I'm gonna now we are going to get a bind. Remember that this we minus 2 inches when we are cutting for the bind. So this is the front trouser now, and I've measured the waist, and it's 20 inches, but I'm going to cut 23 inches just to be on the safe side. In fact, I basically ended up cutting 25 inches. So this is the long one is the front trouser, the 2 short ones are for the back trouser. Each of them will have their own bind separately because of the zipper allowance. Okay, now we are going to use our pin to hold, close up this where the bum will sit, because we want to take measurements now. We want to take the full measurement of this trouser to avoid complicating issues, or to avoid when you spread it, the back will be looking so big. There will be extra allowance by the side, so you have to use your pin, right, and hold it like that. So I've gone ahead to spread it on the floor. Okay, and I'm adding the front one now. So we did not use the pin to hold that extra allowance. The side of this trouser, the back side there will be extra fabric by the side because of that, extra allowance we added for where the bum will sit. I hope you're getting me. So now we are taking our measurement. I'm going ahead to take my waist. So whatever your waist measurement is, this is the time to put the actual measurement and remove the extra sewing allowance you added. Okay, so I've gone ahead to do that. I've done the waist, and this is the hip now. I'm also going to do the same thing on the thigh. Okay, now this is it for the thigh. I'm taking the measurement for the thigh. Remember, it's still a free trouser, a little bit free trouser, so you know what you want. Don't make it too tight. So, or especially you can make it too tight for the bum, okay, but the leg side shouldn't be too tight, so that the person can easily wear it. So I've taken the other side. Now this is me taking the other part of the trouser, the thigh, for the other part of the trouser, and I'm minusing the extra inches I added them when I was cutting it. I'm going to connect the lines together with the hip and the waistline, and this is it. Connecting all the lines together now. So the next thing is to go to our sewing machine and sew. But when we are sewing, we're going to sew the crotches first. The two crotch first. When you're sewing, start with them first. The two crotch facing each other equally. Because if you make mistake on that crotch, if you wear your trouser, you'll be feeling funny on it. It won't be balanced. So you start from there first. So I'm gonna have to do all that, and I've folded the leg and everything. But mind you, this trouser is gonna have a slit by the side. Okay, it's gonna have a small slit by the side. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that now. So I did 19 inches. I measured 19 inches from the down. That's from the length, from the down part to the, before getting to the nail. I did 19 inches on this side and 19 inches on the other side. So I'm going to cut it open from there to where that 19 inches is. Okay, I also do the same thing on the other side, 19 inches. Now I'm going to loosen it up to get it. I'm gonna have to do that, and I've used my hemming gum and hot iron to iron it for it to lap very well. Like, you need to see this trouser in real life. It's very beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. Now over to the top. Now for the back one, I'm going to use bias to pipe the back neck, and then for the front, I'm going to cut out long fabric. But first, I'm going to measure it. I'm going to measure it round to get the actual measurement for it. So this is like 21 inches, but I'm going to cut like 22 or 23 inches just to be on the safe side. I'm going to have to do that, and I divided the 23 inches into two, and these are the two. Okay, now I'm going to place one on one side of this neck and the other one on the other side of the neck. Use your pin to hold it before going to sew. So if you have watched this video to this point, which is so wowing, I am grateful. Please still give it a like if you haven't, and comment. If you can comment to let me know that you've watched to this point, okay? And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So thank you. So this is me using the pin to hold it. Now I'm going to tuck it in. It's not going to lap, but because I've not sewn it on the sewing machine. So now let's go and sew. Okay, I'm going to head to sew. And this is what it's looking like. So I'm going to tuck it in now. Okay. And then let me make a notch. So that when you tuck it in, it will lap very well. So this is me making a notch on the two sides. Now let's tuck it in. Okay. Okay. We're still going to use our pin to hold it and then go to the machine and sew. Don't forget to fold that part as well. This is me holding it with the pin, and then I'll go ahead and sew on the sewing machine. So here it is. I'm gonna head to sew that. We're also going to cut off this extra fabric. We don't need it. Yeah. So this is the back of the dress. I'm gonna head to use bias to pipe the neck. Okay. Now it's time to cut the pockets. We're going to put on the front part of the shirt. It's two pockets, one on the left side of the breast and one on the right side of the breast. So this is the pocket in no particular measurement. I just used my instinct to make this measurement. I think the width, what I did for the width was 4 inches, right? And the length was 6 inches, I think. So I've cut the first one. So this is me tracing out the second one. Okay, these are the two pockets. Okay, So we're going to try them on now to see what it will look like. So I'll put one here and put one there. And when you're sewing it on the sewing machine, you fold the edges while you're sewing. So you can make, after folding the edges, they became smaller. So you can do yours 5 inches width and the same 6 inches length or 7 inches length. So now we're going to get our bust measurement. From shoulder to bust is 10 inches, but I did 9 inches here. It's actually 9 inches. You cannot keep it on top of your nipple. So take 1 inches up. So this is 9 inches now, okay? From shoulder to 9 inches. Now we're going to get the midpoint of this armpit, just like so, from one armpit to the other armpit, just to get the midpoint of this shirt. That is what I did, okay? I got the midpoint of the shirt, and then from nipple to nipple is 8 inches. So I placed my tape to get 8 inches from that midpoint. I placed my tape from that midpoint to get 8 inches. So half of this 8 inches is 4 inches and the other half is 4 inches. So you place your one pocket on one side of the 4 inches and the other pocket on one side of the 4 inches. So this is 4 inches, this is 4 inches, and that's the midpoint. So you go ahead and pin it. Use your pin to hold it together, and then go to the sewing machine. And so please fold the edges before sewing. No, okay. So the next thing we're going to cut now is the cover of that pocket. Remember, it's 4 inches width that I used. So I'm going to cut 5 inches cover. I don't know if I should call it a cover or something that they place on top of the pocket that make it look like a cover or a roof. Okay, let's go with cover. So this is me cutting it off. So this is, you cannot get the exact 4 inches. You have to make it 5 inches or 5.5 because that cover is usually longer than the main pocket. So I'm just tracing it out, nothing much here. Just trimming it rather. Nothing much here, okay? So this is it. I'm going to sew here and sew the other side and open it up from one side. And I'll cut the same thing for the other part of this pocket because it's going to be two of it. Okay? So I'm cutting. And I'm trimming. Now this is it. I'm gonna have to sew it. So I folded it before sewing. Okay. Now let's join this shirt. We are almost done. Let's join this shirt. Honestly, at this point I was getting tired, but I had to just continue. So we're gonna, sew the shoulders and sew the sides. I didn't measure the side. I didn't go about measuring all those balls. Like I said, it's going to be a free shirt, so no need for so much measurement. And it also have a sleeve, and I'm going to have to attach the sleeve as well. If you want to know how to sew a sleeve or how to draft a perfect sleeve, I have a video in my channel. Okay, so now is to attach the strings. I'm going to have to create 4 ropes, and then 4 of where the ropes will be attached in or be inserted in. So now I'm going to place one of the ropes inside one of that and place it on this side of the dress, just like I did. Now is the side of this shirt that you're going to do it in between this stone parts, in between the stitched parts. One side here, one side there. Okay, you place it there. Go ahead and sew it all down in your sewing machine. You sew the sides. Make sure you don't sew the rope because you need to drag the rope at the end of the day. Because if you sew the rope, you won't be able to drag it. Okay. And this is it, guys. I'm gonna have to sew the 2 sides. So 2 here, 2 here. Now let's turn this shirt. We're gonna flip this shirt to the right side and draw the string and see what it looks like. So this is it. And that is it. Oh God, Guys, thank you for watching. I think this is the like longest video I've made. Like, this is 24 minutes. 25 minutes. So see you in my next video. Bye.